Hello, my name is Alex Edwards, and today I will be reading Chapter 11 from Part 2 of The Hunger Games, written by Suzanne Collins. The theme of this passage that we'll be reading is survival as Katniss Everdeen first enters the Hunger Games. 60 seconds. That's how long we're required to stand on our metal circles before the sound of a gong releases us. Step off before the minute is up, and the landmine blows your legs off. 60 seconds to take in the ring of tributes, all equidistant from the cornucopia. A giant golden horn shaped like a cone with a curved tail, the mouth of which is at least 20 feet high, spilling over with the things that will give us life here in the arena. Food, containers of water, weapons, medicine, garments, fire starters, strewn around the cornucopia are other supplies, their value decreasing the further away they are from the horn. For instance, only a few steps from my feet lays a 3-foot square of plastic. Certainly it could be of some use in the downpour, but there in the mouth I can see a tent pack that would protect me from almost any sort of weather. If I had the guts to go in and fight for it against the other 23 tributes, which I have not been instructed to do. We're on a flat, open stretch of ground, a plain, hard, packed dirt. Behind the tributes across from me, I can see nothing, indicating either a steep downward slope or an even cliff. To my right lies a lake. To my left and back, sparse piney woods. This is where Haymitch would want me to go. Immediately. I hear his instructions in my head. Just clear out, put as much distance between you and yourselves and others, and find a source of water. But it's tempting, so tempting, when I see the bounty waiting there before me. And I know that if I don't get it, someone else will. That the career tributes who survive the bloodbath will divide up most of these life-sustaining spoils. Something catches my eye. There, resting on a mound of blanket rolls, is a silver sheath of arrows and a bow, already strung, just waiting to be engaged. That's mine, I think. It's meant for me. I'm fast. I can sprint faster than any of the girls on our school, although a couple can beat me in distance races. But this is 40-yard length. This is what I am built for. I know I can get it. I know I can reach it first, but then the question is, how quickly can I get out of there? By the time I've scrambled up the packs and grabbed the weapons, others will have reached the horn. And one or two might be able to pick off, but say there's a dozen at close range. They would take me down with their spears or clubs, or their own powerful fists. Still, I won't be the only target. I'm betting many of the other tributes would pass up a smaller girl, even one who scored an 11 in training, to take out their most fierce adversaries. Haymitch has never seen me run. Maybe if he'd tell me to go for it, get the weapon, since that's the very weapon that may be my salvation. And I only see one bow in the whole pile. I know the minute must be almost up, and I'll have time to decide my strategy will be, and I find myself positioned running on my feet, not away into the stir rounding forest, but toward the pile, towards the bow. When suddenly I notice Peeta. He's about 5 tributes to my right, quite a far distance. Still, I can tell he's looking at me, and I think I might be shaking his head. But the sun's in my eyes, and while I'm puzzling over, the gong rings out. I've missed it. I've missed my chance. Because those extra couple of seconds I've lost not being ready are enough to change my mind about going in. My feet shuffle for a moment, confused at the direction my brain wants me to take. And then I lunge forward, scoop up the sheet of plastic and a loaf of bread. The pickings are so small, I'm so angry with Peeta for distracting me, that I sprint in 20 yards to retrieve a bright orange backpack that could hold anything, because I can't stand leaving with virtually nothing. A boy, I think from District 9, reaches for the pack at the same time as I do, and for a brief time we grapple for it, and he coughs, splattering my face with blood. I stagger back, repulsed by the warm, sticky spray. Then the boy slips to the ground. That's when I see the knife in his back. Already other tributes have reached the cornucopia and are spreading out to attack. Yes, the girl from District 2, 10 yards away, running towards me, one hand clutching half a dozen knives. I've seen her throw in training. She never misses, and I'm her next target. All the general fear I've been feeling condenses into that immediate fear of this girl. This predator who might kill me in seconds. Adrenaline shoots through me, and I sling the pack over one shoulder and run full speed towards the woods. I can hear the blade whistling towards me, and reflectively hike the pack up to protect my head. The blade lodges in the pack, both straps on my shoulders now. I make for the trees. Somehow I know the girl will not pursue me, that she'll be drawn back into the cornucopia before all the good stuff is gone. A grin crosses my face. Thanks for the knife, I think. At the edge of the woods, I turn for one instant to survey the field. About a dozen or so tributes are hacking away at one another at the horn. Several lie dead already on the ground. Those who have taken fight are disappearing into the trees or into the void opposite me. I continue running into the woods that have hidden me from the other tributes, then slowly into a steady jog that I think I can maintain for a while. For the next few hours, I alternate between jogging, walking, putting as much distance as I can between myself and my competitors. I lost my bread during the struggle with the boy from District 9, but managed to stuff my plastic in my sleeve. So as I walk, I fold it neatly and tuck it into a pocket. I also free the knife. It's a fine one with a long, sharp blade, serrated near the handle, which will make it handy for sawing through things, and I slide it into my belt. I don't dare stop to examine the contents of the pack yet. I just keep moving, pausing only to check for pursuers. I can go a long time. I know that from my days in the woods, but I will need water. That was Haymitch's second instruction, and since I sort of botched the first, I keep a sharp eye for any sign of water, but no luck. The woods begin to evolve, and the pine are intermixed with a variety of trees. Some I recognize, some completely foreign to me. At one point, I hear a noise and pull my knife, thinking I may have to defend myself, but I've only startled a rabbit. "Good to see you," I whisper. If there's one rabbit, there could be hundreds waiting to be snared. The ground slopes down. I don't particularly like this. Valleys make me feel trapped. I want to feel high, like in the hills around District 12, where I can see my enemies approaching, but I have no choice but to keep going. Funny though, I don't feel too bad. The days of gorging myself have paid off. I've gotten staying power, even though I'm short on sleep. Being in the woods is rejuvenating. I'm glad for the solitude, even though it's not an illusion, because I'm probably on screen right now. Not consistently on, but on and off. There are so many deaths to show the first day that the tribute trekking through the woods isn't much to look at. But they'll show me enough to let people know that I'm alive, uninjured, and on the move. One of the heaviest days of betting is the opening, when the initial casualties come in. But that can't compare to what happens as the field shrinks to just a handful of players. It's late afternoon when I begin to hear the cannons. Each shot represents a dead tribute. The fighting must finally have stopped at the cornucopia. They never collect the bloodbath bodies until the killers have dispersed. On the opening day, they don't even fire the cannons until the initial fighting's over, because it's too hard to keep track of the fatalities. I only allow myself to pause, panting as I count the shots. 1, 2, 3, on and on until they reach 11. 11 dead in all, 13 left in play. My fingernails scrape at the dried blood from the boy of District 9 that coughed into my face. He's gone, certainly. I wonder about PETA. Has he lasted through the day? I'll know in a few hours, when they project the dead images into the sky for the rest of us to see.